Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. I don't know. I've never said that in my life. We are here live on this week's edition of Haven't Seen It Live. The idea of the show is, if you've watched it before, first of all, before I go anywhere, before I say anything, I want to say this is our fourth episode, and thank you so much to everyone who's ever watched the show, shared this show, been part of this show. This is a thing that started because of coronavirus, and I learned how to do the stuff with the microphones, and I've been putting up set deck with Larry David and pictures of me and Bill Goldberg, and it's become a thing of its own and a show of its own. And people have been messaging me, telling me how much they enjoy not only this show but Eric Johnston Live. So thank you. First of all, big round of applause to yourselves for everyone who's been part of this show and shared this show and all that stuff. First of all, I want to say a couple things. Our friend Marc Sinagoga is actually in the lobby of this stream right now, and I can see him. You guys cannot. And he's smiling like an idiot. You know when you're presenting something in class and your friend in class is trying to fuck with you the entire time while you're presenting? He's doing that to me right now, which makes him a perfect guest. He is everybody's Italian best friend that you went to elementary school and high school with. But I'll bring him on in a second. All right. So just fucking relax. This week's episode is sponsored by Corona. Not a chance I'll get that as a real sponsorship, but a man can dream. A couple announcements. First of all, I say this every week, if you're watching the show right now, if you can see me and hear me, please click on the share button. Share this stream. I see that Barb has already shared this in her group. She has a COVID comedy group. Barb Moss has been doing some great things. I believe she's out in Alberta and sharing some stuff in her COVID comedy group. So make sure you check that out on Facebook. You can see a ton of excellent stand-up comedy and stand-up comedians, and I'm part of that group. And she's been sharing some of my clips, and she just shared this stream. So if you're watching this show, please share this stream with your friends and family members and anyone you have on your Facebook. Also, I already have one sip of beer, and I've got the burps. I got the burps. Corona as a sponsor, no problem. I got you. CJ could probably hook that up. And you know what? They're probably looking for some positive sponsorship deals right now. They're in the toilet in the States because that's how stupid people are. Yes, that's how stupid people are. People are like, I'm not going to drink Corona because of the coronavirus. And I'm like, all the coronavirus talk, I'm like, Corona, that's good. I don't know how many limes. I'll put a lemon in it. A quick announcement. First of all, this happened today. I want to talk about it and thank everyone who was a part of it. I have these Bullwhip shirts that I had reprinted. It's my dad's original shirt from the 80s that I actually found the printing press. I took it to Champion Print Studio in Mississauga, Ontario, and they printed me hundreds of these shirts. I found a box of them in my basement. And today I just put a thing on Facebook and said, on Facebook and Instagram, hey, if you want a shirt to $15 and I'll do porch drop-offs and whatever. And 12 people bought shirts today, which was fantastic. I was not expecting that. So I appreciate the support. I've already dropped about 3. I'm going to do another 7 tomorrow. And so just message me, please, on Facebook or Instagram or however you see me and all that stuff. Make sure you message me and you can e-transfer me or leave some money on the porch and I will drop those off for you and you can have a Bullwhip shirt. Now, generally I charge for these at shows, but if a friend asks me, I just give it to them. But of all the money I've made so far since coronavirus on some side jobs, it hasn't equaled the amount of money that I would usually make in one show. So I'm going to charge people for some Bullwhip shirts. I don't have any 2X. I have a 1X. I think you could squeeze into it and show off the gun show. I'm going to start the show. Did they get a shirt in a case of Corona? No, actually, I should talk to Corona and be like, just put this random Canadian wrestler from the 80s in all your beer cases. And they'll be like, okay, we'll do that. I'm going to start the show. I'm going to bring on our first guest very shortly. Before I do that, I'm going to actually play a clip, very quick clip of his. Before I do this, I remind everyone, again, please don't worry, Mark. It's only a 1-minute clip. It's a classic bit. Don't worry. It's a very quick one. He's literally going, no. I just want people to see how truly funny you are. He's one of those nervous Italians. You know, nervous Italians where they're like, bro, what don't do that. Don't bro, don't do that. He's a hilarious stand-up comic, and he's one of my very good friends. I'm going to show you guys a quick clip of his right now. Please welcome to haven't seen it, Marc Anthony Sinagoga.
I only want to lose enough weight for two reasons, right? One, so that I don't have to buy sitting shirts and standing shirts. Is that a thing for anybody here, or you're all in shape? See, this is a standing shirt, right? I look pretty decent, right? And then it's like, here, oh, what is going on? Sorry, can you see? There it is. Sorry, guys. I know you're eating, but just don't look too hard. You know what I mean? You know, I got 1, 2, 3 shirt vaginas. This one goes right into my belly button. You know, let the whale breathe. You know what I'm saying? You know?
And that was my very good friend, Marc Anthony Sinagoga, and I'm going to bring him on the show right now. Everyone start clapping virtually for my very good friend, Marc Anthony Sinagoga. Dude.
What's up, bro?
Hey, man. You're a little delayed.
If I film the other way. Thanks for that shout out. You know how much thinner I was?
Yeah, you look great. I think the green is slimming.
It's the only solid color I have in my house.
There you go. You're caught up. Your audio was delayed by a second there. It was like I was watching you know, when your sound's slightly off on a TV show and you can't focus on it and can't watch it.
Brutal.
That's how I felt about you. You've since caught up, and you are here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Marc Anthony Sinagoga. I'm going to get this out of the way right away. Marc Anthony Sinagoga at not Marc Anthony on Instagram. Make sure you follow him. And you know what? I think you're right, Marc. If you turn it sideways, I can see you better. But now it's not adjusting.
Why is that not adjusting?
Oh, hold on. No.
Come on.
See, the other side, I can see your basement. While he's trying to figure this out, everyone follow him on Instagram at not Marc Anthony. You can give me a follow at Eric Johnston, who, if you guys don't already. Now, we're going to get into this thing. Before we do, because I know that you're a movie guy. You love movies. And also, you're a guy who gets heated. You're a heated guy. You're a passionate Woodbridge. You're Woodbridge, right? Where are you? You're Woodbridge.
I'm in Richmond Hill, Vaughan.
You're Richmond Hill, whatever. Woodbridge. You're a Woodbridge Italian. It's so funny because all the Woodbridge Italian comics have made such a stretch that when I was in New Jersey, all these guys were like, hey, yeah, you're Canadian. We follow these Canadian Italian. What the fuck is Woodbridge? What the fuck? Like, I don't understand, because there's a Woodbridge in New Jersey, but it's like an industrial area that doesn't have any Italians in it.
Right.
Are they doing that? Are they doing that ironically? Like, what is Woodbridge? So you are North Toronto. I know your house is near Canada's Wonderland. I know that because I peed near Canada's Wonderland after I dropped you off once, because I pee all the time. Yeah. You're a guy who gets very heated. I'd say passionate. I'd say you're a passionate guy. Right. You're a caring guy. You're a caring man. You care a lot about your friends, your family, your fiance, your comedy career, your business. You care about all these things. But if anyone disagrees with you, it's like, bro, what the fuck do you mean? Which is why you're the perfect guest for this show. So anyone watching the show, if you haven't seen it before, the idea of the show is I haven't seen a lot of movies. I just truly have not. I've seen a lot of movies, but I haven't seen a lot of movies. Does that make sense to you? I have seen a ton of movies, but somehow over my years of constantly watching my favorite movies over and over again, rather than trying new things, I've missed a ton of classic movies. Now, this started as kind of a bit that I used to do on Facebook, and people used to lose their shit. I've since turned it into a live Facebook live show, and it's done pretty well. And there's been a couple hundred viewers live, and a couple hundred viewers after the fact, and 10 to 15 to 20 shares per episode. And people are watching this thing, and people are getting so heated and passionate. So the idea of the show is Mark's going to tell me some of his favorite movies and TV shows. And I've added TV shows because I realize that TV shows is a big part of it as well. The promotion still says, what's your favorite movie? I probably haven't seen it. But I'm going to talk about TV shows as well. You're going to tell me yours, but also throughout the show, people in the comments are also going to tell us theirs. And people are going to comment their favorite shows. A big one that's been recently is Shawshank Redemption. That's huge. Everyone loves Shawshank Redemption. I have seen that movie, so that's not as funny. Another one is Back to the Future. That's another hot one in this group. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Back to the Future?
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the show. This
is the
show. Jerry, this is the show. What'd you get up today? I got up, I had breakfast, I went to work. That's a show. That could be the show.
That's the show. Okay, so you've seen Seinfeld then.
Oh, yeah, obviously. Simpsons, Seinfeld, Fresh Prince, The Sopranos, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and that's about it, are my TVs.
Okay.
And my movies are Goodfellas. That's it.
That's it. Nothing else.
No. Goodfellas, the Ace Venturas, the Home Alones.
Right.
And like
you're a big John Candy fan, though. Have you seen?
Yeah. So John Candy's, yeah. But even some John Candy movies I haven't seen since I was a kid, where I'm just like, that's my favorite movie, and then I just haven't watched it since, because I'd rather watch an entire season of The Sopranos than watch something else.
Right. What about all the Farley stuff?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
That one doesn't take long to do. You can see all of it. John Candy's and Chris Farley's movies. You can see all of them in a day because they died tragically young. Anyways, let's start the comedy show. So if you guys are watching right now, I see Chuck is back as a fan, a big fan. Travis is back. A lot of people. Matthew Carobs is back. Now, Mark, I also have the ability to bring up people's comments. So that's going to be screening on the bottom of it.
If I go and check the comments, can you still see me on the screen?
I don't know. Try it.
Looking at live comments. You can see me?
Yes, I see you.
Okay, nice. That's good.
Look at you. Oh, no, he's gone. What an idiot. Oh, my God. He'll come back. Don't worry. That's the show, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, not Marc Anthony Sinagoga. He came, he left. He didn't answer any movie questions, and he's already gone. He'll be back in a sec. But as he's gone, and as I will remind everyone, please, first of all, like this stream and share this stream. It means the world to me, and it means the world to our guests when you share it. I see some people have already shared it. Travis, CJ Allen. Also, while I'm waiting for Mark to come back, wait, hold on. There he is. And now your mic's not working.
What?
Now it is.
Oh,
see, this is what I'm talking about with the passion. The passion is there. It's just it hasn't
I tried to
moved
fix
in
the camera too while I got booted. Fuck nothing. This is ridiculous.
Okay, I didn't make the service. I just made the idea of the show. Okay?
I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at my phone. Yeah, you're right, I guess.
So we're going to get the show started. I know, again, before we start, please, if you're watching this, please share, all that kind of stuff. Now, I know this about you, and I don't want to set it up too early, but, okay, how about you this? You tell us what your favorite movies are, your favorite movie. Let's go, because I know you've seen a lot. So let's go from your fifth favorite movie to your first favorite movie. Okay, let's do it that way so we can watch the passion build as the list gets closer to your favorite. What's your fifth favorite movie, Marc Anthony Sinagoga?
Now, I tried to break these up between comedies and non-comedies.
Okay, that's smart. That's a new approach.
Should I do that or just disregard?
No, I
that?
think you are free to do whatever you want. You're a talent. You can do whatever you want. I want to see what you did with this.
Comedies. You've seen all the Jim Carreys, right? You said that.
Yeah, but I haven't seen all the Jim Carrey seriouses.
Okay.
There's
Have you
actually
seen
a big
you've seen
number.
Liar Liar, right? We can.
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
That would have pissed me off.
Seen
Anyways,
that.
what about Wedding Crashers?
Wedding Crashers. Yes. Wedding
All right.
Singer is also one of my favorites.
Oh,
I
that's
think The
pretty
Wedding
good.
Singer is my favorite Adam Sandler movie.
Me too.
You think? Look at us
Yeah.
agreeing.
That I
And
don't know.
our hair
That and
both
Happy
looks
Gilmore
fresh
are pretty close.
magically. Hold on one sec. I just want to say that we both have fresh looking hair.
No, fuck! I'm about to cut this myself tomorrow. I'm gonna snap.
I thought your fiance cut your hair.
Yeah, but that was like 2 weeks ago. I'm
Uh-huh.
losing. If it starts touching my ears, I freak out. I can't.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I had to. You know what? My hair naturally got shorter. No one was involved. No one broke the law. No one sanitized. We're all good. We both have fresh haircuts now. Okay, so you like Wedding Crashers, and you also like The Wedding Singer. Is The Wedding Singer your favorite Adam Sandler movie? Is the question.
Is it mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Wedding Singer and Happy Gilmore are like neck and neck.
Yeah. Okay. I here's the thing. Wedding Singer is a better movie in my opinion, and I love it more than Happy Gilmore. But I quote Happy Gilmore way more than I quote The Wedding Singer.
That's crazy. I've been quoting Wedding Singer all day. Like
I dropped a Wedding Singer quote today of I guess they were prostitutes, but I don't remember paying. I said that to someone on the phone today.
Yeah. Mine was they're starting to turn on George. That was mine.
Oh, yeah, you better get in there to start to turn on George. Give me time.
You I love that.
You suck. That you suck is so long. Yeah, it's so long. You know what? Actually, I think you've swayed me. It's funny when you watch him because here's the thing. I was flying Air Canada for a bit. I mean, I fly whatever promoter puts me in, but there just happened to be a big chunk where I flew like 8 flights in a row, and they all happen to be Air Canada. And on Air Canada TV, when I'm on a plane, I can't watch anything that would give me anxiety. So like, I don't watch anything scary on the plane. I don't watch anything like space on the plane. I'm afraid of space to begin with. So I don't watch anything like even Space Jam, the movie Space Jam. I tried to put it on a plane once, and they took off like to infinity up into the sky, and I was like, "Oh, we could do that right now." Like I thought that thought in my head. I'm in a vehicle that could go high like that, and I literally started hyperventilating and had to turn it off. But the Air Canada had The Wedding Singer on their movies for like 8 months, and I watched The Wedding Singer every single time I was in an airplane.
I've never had a good movie on an airplane, like not once. I always end up watching some like Canadian documentary shit.
I watched that too. I like on Air Canada because they still believe in the TVs and the headrests. And so that gives me almost like I feel like I'm at home because I'm watching something on the TV while being on my phone playing a game or something. And it makes me feel more comfortable like I'm on the couch, but I'm 35,000 feet in the air and I try to forget about that. But yeah, The Wedding Singer, long story short, I watched so much. And now I'm starting to sway. I think I do quote The Wedding Singer way more. It's like when you watch it and you take a break from it, you don't realize how much you quote it. Like I must quote Dumb and Dumber all day, every day. And I don't even think about it. It's like part of my regular vernacular. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how I am with Liar Liar, man. I probably quote that movie nonstop. Like, I don't know why. I feel like it's just like the best standalone premise for any movie, like any comedy movie, and then throwing Jim Carrey in there. It's like the perfect balance. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I love it. I quote it nonstop.
You quote Liar Liar, you mean?
Yeah.
1 sec. I'm just gonna. I accidentally clicked on the stream on my Facebook, and I could hear it playing in my ears. 1 sec.
No worries. Is it better if I have headphones or what?
No, you're doing great. 1 sec.
All right. Give me time.
Okay, we're good. So the stream started playing on my Facebook, and it came back to me right directly. 1 sec. Okay,
Nice.
we're back. You quote "Liar, Liar" a lot. You were saying?
Yeah, that's I quote that probably the most out of any movie. My whole family, nonstop. Like even in phone calls, just nonstop.
The reason why that we stopped there for a sec is I just had to block someone who I don't know who they are. I don't know if you can see these live comments. I don't know if they're still there, but Eric looks like a guy. I think he tried to say gay, light skinned Puerto Rican. And he said, you quote Dumb and Dumber because you're a hack. And then he also said something. I don't even want to put it up. It's got a derogatory term in it, but I don't even know who that is. So here's what I do. Something like that, block. I don't care.
Oh, you don't know Jake?
No.
You don't know Jake Leland?
No.
He's a comic.
Not anymore, he's not. Not anymore, he's not.
Canceled his fucking career just now.
Yeah, no, that's over. Sorry, Jake. Thanks for signing in.
He's a Newmarket comic.
Yeah, he's really inapt with how to talk to other comedians. How long has he been doing stand-up for?
Oh, long time. Like, I mean, he went to Humber when I did, like 10 years ago.
I've never heard his name, so it's over. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I just thought it was like someone coming in to troll us, or you got on my. I don't know who this is, and I went to Facebook and I blocked. But when I did that, it was playing the stream back in my ear, so I couldn't hear what you were saying. Anyways, nice. We're back on this. Okay, so the Bill Murray, St. Vincent. Have you seen that movie?
No,
I have. On an airplane.
All of a sudden, we're
coming full circle.
Yeah, look at this.
Bradley says, "Woo, love your comedy, Eric Johnston. Thanks. You should check out the comedy of Marc Anthony Sinagoga, and you can do that by following him on @not Marc Anthony." Okay, but yeah, no, back to that dude. I don't know who that is. That's how I handle stuff. Just block. Gone.
Yeah, you're done.
I don't know. No, not anymore. It's over. See you later. Okay. So that was your kind of your 5th and 6th and 7th favorite movies. Let's go back. What's your 4th favorite movie?
This is tough, bro. Okay. This is tough because it's weird. A lot of my favorite movies aren't comedy movies. You know what I mean?
Okay, you're that soft, sensitive type.
Yeah, no, but yeah, maybe. Let's go with. I love the Austin Powers, man.
Yeah,
I love them.
Okay. See, here's the thing. I knew you were passionate, but I think we've seen a lot of the same things.
What about?
You'll be perfect for this.
There's no way you've seen Spaceballs.
The comedy Spaceballs. I remember watching it as a kid, and I was like, "This is great. It's got a lot of great comedy lines in it." And we're combing the desert, and they're combing the desert. Like all that stuff. I remember seeing it, watching a lot as a kid, but I haven't watched that movie in probably 20 years.
Dude, you have to.
The word space is in it. Not interested.
Right. Yeah, but they're making fun of space.
No, doesn't matter.
No, doesn't matter.
Not interested.
Oh man. For some reason, I'm into a lot of fucking animated shit, like TV wise. But you into South Park?
Never was a South Park guy. I went Simpson, Seinfeld. This is how it broke down. Half of Stony Creek went South Park, and the other half went Simpson, Seinfeld.
Right.
Or there's people who like all, but there was like these kids, like a lot of kids in my elementary school was like, okay, he's a Simpsons guy, or he's a Seinfeld, or he's a South Park guy, and you kind of knew who was who, and that's who you went with, and that's who you talked to. I love South Park. I think it's brilliant, but I've maybe in my life seen 20 episodes of South Park.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
And I think 6 Days to Air is one of like the most interesting documentaries.
Yeah, that was
about the making of a South Park episode. Like my best friend in the world, he was in here for a bit. I don't know where he is now, but his favorite show is South Park. One of his favorite shows is South Park. But that's just part of our relationship where we just don't quote it to each other because he knows I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like I know that like they took your jobs. I know all that shit.
Right.
And there's a great quote from the 6 Days to Air when he's like, there's a feller down at the bowling alley, and he goes down there and he shits his britches, and then the guy's like, what for? Bill Hader, he's like, what for? And then he's like, oh no, that scene of like shits his britches and what for? We quote constantly to each other, but I don't even know I've never seen the episode that it's in. I just know it from that documentary.
Right.
That makes sense.
All right, I'm gonna rifle off just because I feel like I'm like you said, comedy wise, I feel like we've seen and like a lot of the same shit.
Yes. Okay. But hold on. Before you do that, I want to remind everyone, if you're watching the stream, if you can see us right now, please share this stream. It means a lot. Last week we had only over 450 live viewers on this thing, and the numbers fluctuate from the low teens to the high 20s to the low 30s to the low teens. It comes in and out. People come in. Trust me, I know how it is with these live streams. You see someone's on, you come in and you're like, oh, that's exciting, and then you stay for 2 minutes and you're like, oh, okay, and then you leave because you've got to watch 90 Day Fiance. I get it, but we appreciate you guys being here watching the show. And if you can see me right now, please share this stream. It means the world to both Mark Anthony, Sinagoga, and I. I've kept Mark Anthony's Instagram handle on there. He's got a lot of hilarious stand-up clips and a lot of hilarious TikToks. Guy's a TikTok guy. He's a TikTok and he's a Facebook, Instagram. That sounded shittier than I meant it to be because I'm trying to do TikToks too. I just meant he does them well. He's a very good TikTok guy.
That's not
I
true,
have
but
no
I appreciate
algorithms. I don't know how the algorithm works for TikTok.
Me either.
I make 4 videos in a row. One gets 47 views. One gets 200. One gets 6,500. The next one's got 87,000 views. And I'm like, I did the same amount of hashtags. It's pretty much the same content. I don't know how this works, and I'm getting a little frustrated.
Yeah, me too. You're not 15. That's what the problem is.
Yeah, that's true. It feels a little creepy to be on there, to be honest. But
I think I have bigger tits. I think that's why I'm getting.
You got a lot of. I don't know, bro. After this quarantine, I might be catching up to you.
Dude, it's bad, bro. It is bad.
I haven't worked out in 6 weeks. I'm a big workout. I have a treadmill here that I've been running on and trying to stay fit, but I cannot run. I hate it. And then I have like resistant bands that I've been doing workouts with, but it's not the same with that, that gym pump. You know what I'm talking about, bro? That gym pump.
Something that you need a pre-workout for.
Yeah, I want to have an itchy face and be scared of my own shadow. I want that level of a workout. Yeah. Okay. So I want you to rattle off your top your movies. I want to know. A
lot of people are going to hate me for this, probably.
Okay.
That these are movies or even in my top 5, but fucking, we're going to go all of the Rockies, right? Just don't say it. If you haven't seen them, just don't fucking say it. Just don't say it.
I haven't seen any of them. I have never, not a frame of Rocky. I know it's about him running up some steps in Philadelphia, but I don't know much about it other than that.
But it's like, I hate that you're quoting like that you're like ran up some steps. The movie is not even near.
Oh, he's a guy. He's a marathon runner or something. He does the steps. He's one of those guys working out in quarantine. No, I only know. I know something about. See, I thought Adrian was his wife. I thought his wife his wife gets killed. Adrian, who's the guy who gets killed in the ring?
His wife doesn't get killed.
I thought she dies, and he's like, Adrian.
Brother, there's no way you fucking say that.
I swear to God.
Why would he do that?
See, I was just waiting to get to this moment. I don't know anything about. I know it's a boxing movie. Obviously, I'm talking shit where I'm like, he's just a runner. No, I know it's a boxing movie. I know it's boxing movies. I know there's a couple of them. I know the only thing I know from Rocky about Rocky is that they gets quoted in The Simpsons where he's like Rocky V plus Rocky 2 is Rocky 7, Adrian's Revenge. And it's like a joke. That's the only thing I know about I don't like Roman numerals, nor do I like boxing. Why would I care about this movie? Tell me. Right. Tell me why I would care about this movie.
It's such a good underdog story.
What makes it good?
Literally all of it. Like, there's a lot of things that make it good that are not in the movie, obviously, like the story of how he tried to sell and he wrote it all in a couple days. He sold his
dog and then he got his money and the guy $100,000 to get his dog back. I've heard it. Yeah.
All that shit. Yeah. So all that stuff's great. But then the story kind of just emulates Stallone's struggle in a boxing format.
Okay. You're winning me slightly here. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's essentially Apollo Creed, the black guy, the champion of boxing, the world title holder.
Okay.
Yeah. Carl Weathers, right? Chubbs.
Yes. Yeah, I've heard of him.
Okay, nice. You're like, I know who he is. Thanks.
Yeah.
Chubbs has the belt.
Wait, that's Chubbs?
Yeah, man, that's Chubbs.
Son of a bitch, that's Chubbs.
Yeah,
The guy
man.
with the hand? The guy with the
Yeah,
wooden
man.
hand? Maybe I thought he
So-
lost it in a boxing accident.
So fucking Chubbs pretty much is the champ, and his fighter, the guy he's fighting in Philly, drops out last second,
Okay.
and like he chooses some no-name like loser boxer who has like a lot of hunger and all this kind of
Is
shit.
that Sylvester Stallone?
And that's Stallone, yeah.
Okay. So
And then he ends
wins.
up. Well, the first fight he loses, and then in the second one he wins.
So it's predictable then.
Not really.
Where does Hulk Hogan come into this? I know Hulk Hogan's in one of them.
Holy fuck, I hate that. Honestly, that's the worst part of the whole damn series. Is Hulk
I would
Hogan
think that'd be
showing up.
my favorite part. I
But
guess
he
Hulk
plays a
Hogan's wearing a
wrestler.
top hat. I've seen that in documentaries where Hulk Hogan's in a top hat and he throws him out of the ring.
Yeah, and they when he's walking down the thing, they say Hulk Hogan 7'2".
Yeah,
And, like,
yeah.
Yeah, and they call him Thunder Lips, and he's a famous wrestler. They end up doing it's like a charity boxing thing when he's the champ, essentially Rocky, and they doing like some celebrity shit, and then he fights Hogan for shits, and then Hogan's just beating the shit out of him because he's got boxing gloves on, and he's just grabbing him by the throat and chucking them over the ropes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's so Rocky is a guy who runs steps to train, and then he beats a guy, and then Hulk Hogan beats him up, and his wife dies. That's that what I'm getting from this?
You know what's funny? His wife, they don't actually show her dying any of them. In the sixth one,
There's 6 of these fucking things?
buddy, there's 7 of them.
Oh, and what about the new ones with like Kill Jr. or whatever his name is, the black guy?
That would be considered. That would be considered 7 and 8.
So those are Creed movies.
Yeah.
Does Creed the band play at any point in these?
Yo, that would be fucking hilarious.
If he just comes out and it's like, you can take me higher. That's a movie I would watch. That is a movie I would watch. To a
With arms
place
wide open.
where love burns her. And yeah, we did that. I did the guitar lick right on time with you boxing. See, that's a movie. That is a film. Put that on.
Creed 3. Soundtrack by Creed. Cameo by Evanescence.
Oh, bring me to life. That would be great.
Bring me to life.
Okay, so you like Rocky. I know.
Well, I just don't understand how, like, you know what I mean? You're so close to the Italian heritage, and like you just haven't seen probably the next best thing to The Godfather for Italians.
You think? Hold on. Let's pause for a second.
First of all, I'll piss off a lot of people right now. Okay, goes Rocky. Everything else, The Godfather.
You don't like The Godfather?
I think The Godfather is so fucking brutal. Oh.
Okay, well, you're gonna get more enemies than this. Here's the thing: The Godfather is our parents' movie,
right?
Actually, The Godfather is our grandparents' movie,
right?
Because our father's movie was Goodfellas.
Yeah, which is way better.
100%. My dad showed me Goodfellas for the first time in full version, full swearing and murdering version when I was 6 years old.
Wow.
6. And I've since watched that movie. It must be there was a time in my life where I watched Goodfellas every Sunday for 3 years.
Yeah. You know what's funny? That's for me, Rocky 4 is that movie because like every time I'd stay at my nonna's house, the only movie she had was Rocky 2 and 4 on VHS.
Yeah.
And I loved 4 so much more. That's all I would watch. They had no TV for years.
Yeah.
And just a VHS player and Rocky 4 and Rocky 2. And I just cycled through them every time I was there.
We had that at my grandma's house, but the movie was Matilda.
Oh.
She had one VHS and it was Matilda.
I hate that movie so much.
It scares me now. I can't believe I watched it as a kid. Miss Trenchbull's a disaster.
Oh,
that fat kid eating cake scene is like tattooed in my memory as making me uncomfortable.
You know how many birthday parties I had to reenact that scene at?
You got the plate up. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
Mark Anthony.
I got fudge all over my face.
I get it. Again, I'm going to pause. If you guys are watching this stream, please share it. Every time someone shares it, it shows up. It goes up a bunch of viewers and people come in and go. So we appreciate you sharing, both Mark Anthony, Sinagoga, and I. And also, if you're watching along, please comment your favorite movies. There's a good chance I haven't seen them. There's a good chance Mark Anthony has. But who knows? He'll surprise you. Comment your favorite movies. We talked about this last week on the show. Chuck says my favorite comedy movie ever was Good Morning Vietnam. I'm a big Robin Williams guy. I have seen Good Morning Vietnam a bunch of times, but it's a great movie. But it's not like
it's not funny.
It's not wall to wall laughs.
No, it's not that funny.
It's a comedy movie because Robin Williams is funny in it. But it's in Vietnam where people are getting blown up and set on fire at all times.
It's like Patch Adams. It's like a lift your spirits kind of deal.
And Patch Adams actually I haven't seen, but is that where he entertains the kids in the hospital?
I just don't. Why wouldn't you see that? That's such a good movie. He should have won something for that movie.
You think? He's also one-liners. Chuck brings up a good point. That movie is full of one-liners. And if you watch the documentary Come Inside My Mind, the Robin Williams story, he says that they say in that documentary that like 97% of those were made up on the spot improv.
For sure.
He would just have a scene outline and he would he would just say stuff as people who do improv do. That's their thing. Yeah. And he was a master of improv. One of the best, one of the greatest, as they say, the yes and type people. I learned a lot. I teach children's improv acting lessons, and I think a lot about kind of what would Robin do here when I'm teaching. That's how good the guy was at improv. What would Robin do, and what would Colin do? Colin Mockery. That's how I think when I'm teaching.
That's a great way to think.
Thanks. Okay. So you hate The Godfather. You're getting your Italian card revoked.
I fight it to the death. I feel like Sopranos is all we need, and Goodfellas, Scarface, whatever. Scarface isn't really Italian.
Even Scarface. Here's the thing: douchebags ruined the movie Scarface,
and rappers ruined.
That's what I mean. I'm Tony Montana. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like it's too much. Like every douchebag in my neighborhood has a Scarface poster in their house somewhere. And even some of them have those elevated posters where it's like under glass, and then there's like a gun or something like in a box, and it's like Scarface 1986, and then
disgusting.
I like Miami as a city, but yeah,
I've never been there.
I've only been once. I've never partied there. I've been to I've partied in other places, but I like the aesthetics of Miami.
I just keep hearing that it's beautiful. Women are great. Tattoos,
yeah, it's a place you should go for your bachelor party.
Yeah, but if I've got $1 million, a buddy of mine did that, and he was like, "Bro, he's like, we must have spent 10 G's in like 24 hours."
Yeah, because this is the thing. This is the thing. When you are a what do you think? Oh, that's nice of him, Tyler Morrison. What were we talking about?
We were talking about
Miami. Oh, okay.
Miami. Yeah.
This happens in Vegas. If you're an attractive female in Vegas, it's all yours. Whatever you want. You can go to a club, bottle service. You can get in. Literally, idiot guys who get the bottle service and pay the $1,000 to get into the club. They will pay extra for a guy to go look for attractive girls and say, bring them into our booth for free, and we'll give them shots. That's like a young group of girls. Like, we went for Caitlin's bachelorette, and it was so fun. We literally spent no money, and we were there for 38 hours, and we were so fucking drunk.
That drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's the experience of a young, attractive girl.
Yeah. Whereas for me, they're like, hey, $100 cover. And you're like,
no,
but
it's literally the clubs in Vegas are $1,000 cover for guys, free for women.
Yeah.
Like,
or they tell you, hey, it's $100 to get in, but you got to get a minimum of 3 bottles, which are $700 each. And you're
it's
like,
insane. And that's the same thing with Miami. And that's even New York City. If you want to go to a club in New York City, it's that. Like, we were in New York City with Patrick Coppolino and I, and he was opening for Tom at Caroline's. And then after the show, we were going to go out. Tom Green wanted to go out. So we went to this club, Varo or Navarro or something stupid. And there was like a lineup of like hundreds of people, all dudes. Girls were walking right in. There's a guy and guys were going to the front. $1,000 cover for guys to get into the bar.
Dude, there's no way. Like legit $1,000.
$1,000 to enter per guy. Per guy.
That's
and because we were with Tom Green, who's a celebrity, the promoter's like, holy shit, Tom Green, come on in. And he's like, these guys are with me. And it was me, Patrick Coppolino, and Craig, another comic from Hamilton named Craig. And like, I'm always, dressed nice. I mean, like, I even felt, even this is my own branded t-shirt. I'm like, I don't think I should wear a t-shirt on the air, but wwhatever. I don't feel like changing. Like, right.
Same.
Your shirt's great. And Funny Man Incorporated, check that out. You can get a show. Now, I am always kind of dressed. So I had like a nice button shirt and whatever. And I think I had a blazer, a leather jacket on. So I was fine. But like Patrick Coppolino, he was a little bit less. Like he had like a button down shirt, but then he had like a hoodie on. And then Craig had like a t-shirt on and a backpack. And he literally went comic shopping earlier in the day and had comic books sticking out the back of his backpack. And they're letting us in with Tom Green into this $1,000 cover for guys club, and these guys in like Armani suits are like, oh, what the fuck? And then Tom Green's like, hey, and they're like, Tom, I love Freddy Got Fingered. Like,
Freddy Got Fingered.
It's a great movie. Have a good night.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, I saw it when it came out when I was a grade 8. I haven't seen it since.
Wow. What about Superbad?
Superbad is, I think, a fantastic, one of the greatest. Well, I said this on the show last week or the week before. Superbad was the first. I came out in 2008, I believe. I was 18, so I was either just getting ready to graduate from high school or already graduated from high school. We saw it at the Stony Creek Starlight Drive-In, and it was the first movie I ever saw where I was like, these guys are talking like how we talk.
Yeah,
like the movie was written how we speak.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. This is the best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I didn't say that too loud in front of my DVD, Blu-ray, VHS, and beta copies of Goodfellas, but it was at the time was my favorite movie. I think my favorite comedy movie, not of all time. Dumb and Dumber is my favorite comedy movie of all time, but it's definitely up there. My buddy Tan is watching. Hey Tan, how are you? Also, Ted 2 was so funny, but you got to be stoned. Which brings me to our next point. I haven't seen either of those, Ted 1 or 2, by the way.
Oh, great. Honestly, an underrated movie is 21 and 22 Jump Street. Those are hilarious.
Haven't seen it.
They're on Netflix. You can watch it on Netflix.
I refuse. I won't.
Have you seen Predator?
Are you joking? The scary movie Predator?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Have you... You
That's
need to
one of my
know.
favorite movies of all time.
I've never seen a scary movie in my life. I talk about this on the show all the time. I've never seen one.
No, it's not a scary movie. It's an action.
There's a predator in it. It's scary to me.
Dude, that movie is so quotable.
Quotable? All I know is there's a guy with weird mouth, and there's a Sigourney Weaver's in it or something.
No, dude, that's fucking aliens, man. Why are you doing this?
I swear to God, that was the truth. That was the truth. What is Predator? Oh, is Predator when is it? It's like Arnold and Carl Weathers.
Yes,
in the thing,
not the desert, the jungle, but yeah,
the jungle. I've seen a clip where it looks like there's a computer or something, and they're scanning the jungle.
No, that's the Predator's fucking technology eyeball.
I haven't seen it. That movie's quotable,
brother, dude. That movie's hilarious. Like, okay, it's not hilarious. It's a great action movie, but it's so quotable, man. So quotable. It's one of my favorites. I went to where they shot it in Mexico by myself. Fucking spent the whole day there. Went in a helicopter. It was crazy.
You
So
did this
good.
all by yourself?
Yeah.
Wow.
I went with my family on vacation. They wouldn't. They're like, Predator, seriously, we like it, but like, you're gonna spend $100 to get in. I'm like, fucking right, I am. I get to go in the helicopter, sit on the
The
fucking
best part is you
jeeps.
were probably quoting the movie to other people on the helicopter. Like, we're just here on our family vacation. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're like, dude,
Like,
there's
we
just
wanted to see a jungle. You're like, this is the jungle. It's like, yeah, jungle. You're like, no, the jungle.
Yeah, and I'm like, get down, you know. And they're all like, please stop. And I'm like, all right.
I'll give one for you. I don't think I've ever seen any Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Not one.
Dude, get to the chopper.
Yeah, I see people say that all the time, and I'm like, I
That's
don't know what they're
from
talking
Predator.
about. Yeah,
That is from Predator.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
You never seen Terminator 2?
Not
One.
or
Neither. True Lies.
no.
Dude, honestly though, that out of all his movies is fucking hilarious, bro. Him and Tom Arnold, and they're like in an action. It's not scary at all. It's a nice little classic little family. You know
Quentin
what I mean?
Tarantino in that movie? I mean, make that movie? True Lies? No, it's True Romance. I'm sorry. What's True
Yeah,
Lies?
True Lies is him and Tom Arnold and their
Who's him? Who's him?
Arnold. What the fuck?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Tom Arnold and Arnold.
Okay.
And what about Jingle All the Way? You've never seen Jingle All the Way?
Not a scene. I know it's about I know at one point he's dressed like the superhero that he's
Turbo
trying
Man.
to find.
You never seen any Arnold movie at all?
Not one. Not
What
I've
about
seen
Twins?
Pumping Iron, the documentary about his rise to fame.
What
in
about
the-
Twins?
No. Danny DeVito, I love him. Haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's a comedy though.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen every comedy.
That's true. That's true. Fuck, I can't believe you've never seen any Arnold movie. Like you're
Not
just
one.
what do you do?
I don't think I've ever seen a Sylvester Stallone movie. Not one. Come back. I'm sorry. Bring the
Dude,
green
that's
screen back.
retarded. Are you fucking? I know I'm not supposed to say retarded anymore.
As it was
but-
coming out of your mouth, I went,
Yeah. Come on, man. You never even seen Cliffhanger?
No, I haven't seen it. What's that about?
You never seen
Rock
Rambo?
Climber? No, never seen Rambo.
Why? But like, why haven't you seen Rocky? I just don't like. Why haven't you seen?
I have never seen it. First of all, haven't seen it is the show. I've never said to myself, "Put on Rocky." I've never said to myself, "Put on." Oh, I have seen Rambo. Is that where it's filmed in Port Hope, BC? And
No.
he's in the desert.
No,
I mean the jungle. I mean the forest.
no.
Rambo, I know he's upset. He's wearing military fatigues, and I know that he's
Dude,
upset.
that's all of his films. I just don't understand. Like, dude, Rocky marathons are on steady all year round. Rocky's on TV somewhere.
I don't think
Same
I've
with
ever
Predator.
seen it. I don't think I've ever seen it on TV.
That's insane. Then you don't have a TV. Like that's
I have a TV. I have a TV. I don't know.
That's crazy. Dude, AMC, legit AMC lives off of just Rocky marathons, Matrix. You never seen The Matrix?
No.
Brother! No! Dude, that movie's so groundbreaking. You never seen it?
I know. I've seen The Matrix as a child. Well, as a child, it came out probably 99, so I was 9.
Yeah.
And all we did with my cousins, older cousin Chris showed it to me, or maybe my cousin Joseph. One of my cousins showed it to me, and my cousin said, "Don't worry about the plot. You just got to watch the action scenes." So we would just watch the kung fu scene, and then we would just watch when he gets to that like office building hotel thing where he starts jumping between the columns. We would start the kung fu scene and then just that. I know it's about take the red pill, blue pill. This reality isn't really real. It's simulated reality, whatever it is. The idea of that gives me anxiety. That ideal, just like the Truman Show, gives me anxiety.
Another great one. You
Haven't seen it. No, haven't seen it. I know the premise.
Dude, what do you do? Like, how much time? What do you do when you sit at home and you're like, I'm gonna do nothing? You just start Sopranos over.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good one. Diana Kakina. Diana Kakina might be Croatian. Have you seen Die Hard?
Why? Eric, why, bro? Like, when Christmas rolls around, what do you watch?
I watch Home Alone 1 and 2 on repeat until Christmas Eve.
What about Die Hard?
No.
And Jingle All the Way and Rocky IV?
Haven't seen it. Haven't seen it. In case you're wondering, Diana is Croatian. I took a guess. Got it.
What about Lord of the Rings?
Haven't seen it.
Oh, dude. Fuck.
No.
You're just
Who has 8 hours to watch a movie about fantasy dragons and trolls? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
Brother, who gives a shit about a 12-year-old boy locked in his house all fucking day over and over again?
First of all, he's 7. He's a hero. His name is Kevin McAllister. What he did for his family in the city of Chicago at Christmas time, got milk, eggs, fabric softener, saved his home, and didn't get to eat his macaroni and cheese at 9 o'clock. That kid is a goddamn hero. Fuck Game of Thrones. Fuck Lord of the Rings. Fantasy world. That's real life.
Listen, I can agree. Some people, you don't like fantasy. I do get it.
No,
but
what, dragon?
I don't like Lord of the. Sorry, I don't like Game of Thrones. I'm not into the dragon.
I watched the first episode. The brother and sister are banging, and the kid gets thrown off a balcony. I watched the first episode of Game of Thrones, and I'm like, "Fuck this."
Yo, I said my siblings are starting it all over again. I literally said that exact sentence 2 days ago. I was like, first episode, he fucks his mom and his sister, and then tries to kill a boy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a comedian or I thought this, which is a terrible sentence. I don't know if I said this or another comedian. But it was definitely a meme I saw when someone's like, "Why don't you like Game of Thrones?" And someone said, "Because I don't like to watch people fuck their family members."
Oh, legit, it's so brutal.
Here's a good one. Bad Santa.
Amazing.
Haven't seen it. Not a frame.
Bro, dude. What's his name? Bernie Mac is in there, and John Ritter. Hilarious.
Is Bad or Santa any good?
Amazing.
Haven't seen it. Stand By Me. Have seen. One of my favorites. One of my family favorites.
Yeah. Thank God.
Every year when we somehow get together throughout the year with my family, we all sit down and watch Stand By Me. And I hosted the Q&A panel for Corey Feldman at the Hamilton Comic Con. And I told him that, and I said, "Hey, Corey, my family and I watch Stand By Me at least once a year together, and we're called the Byrne family." That's my mom's maiden name, Byrne. You just know how to. I don't want to tell you how to spell it, but and it's not how you get into my bank card, anyways. But so I'm gonna bring up the clip. I think I'm able to pull up the clip. So I said to Corey, "Hey, we're the Byrne family." This is before the documentary came out. This is before the craziness of Corey Feldman that was out there. He was just a guy who did a bunch of movies in the 80s, and it's actually terrifying when you talk to Corey Feldman about, because I was his Q&A moderator, so it was kind of sad to be like, when people are like, "So what do you think of acting and being an actor?" He's like, "I never wanted to be an actor. I was forced into it as a child, and now I'm a celebrity. I guess I have to deal with it for the rest of my life." And I'd be like, "Okay, next question."
Like, really, eh?
Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna bring up.
Gonna be awkward as fuck.
Yeah, it was super awkward. Diana brings up one, Goonies.
I was just about to ask that.
Haven't seen it. I know there's a monster in it who likes chocolate bars. That's all I know about that movie.
Dude, that's a classic. Like that's like a, you got to go and watch it again, and it's funny.
Yeah, I hear it's great.
What about
Chunk and all that? Hold on, I'm gonna bring up. Hold on, let me see here.
Yo, how are you doing this?
I don't know. I'm a nerd, I guess. Okay, here we go. So this is, I think you can hear this. Oh, hold on. So that's me and Corey.
I'm here with my friend Corey. He's got something to say.
Hi, Byrne
family. Okay, hold on. Starting it over.
Yo, he's so fucking weird.
Hi, Byrne family. To the Byrne. Don't burn it too hard
now. I'm like, tell my Byrne family hi. He's like, "Hi, Byrne family. Don't burn it too hard now." And then he away.
Is he not the kid in Terminator 1?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
He's John Connor, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. That's a
Can
picture.
Somebody in the comments, please clarify if he's the
What
kid
Corey
in
Feldman's
21.
Yeah, so that's him. That's me, Corey, and one of his angels. I think he's now married to that angel. I'm not sure.
Lucky
I think
him.
he might be. Uh, okay, I'm gonna exit this. My sister brings up a perfect point. Holly says this guy's reaction, Mark Anthony's reactions are priceless. Ha 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 ha. Always my favorite part of this game. I knew that you would have these reactions, and I'm like, he's perfect. Like,
Thank
just
you.
so bummed. I knew there was going to be a lot of bros. I knew there was going to be a lot of house. I knew there was going to be a lot of you just going quiet. And
Well, I just don't get it. Like, how do you? Oh, Edward Furlong.
Edward Furlong.
Right.
It was a different kid. There was this is hilarious because I don't watch. I've never seen Terminator. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. But there was this kid in elementary school, or not elementary school, in high school, and he used to talk about. He was one of those kids who used to talk about how big his dick is. Like, I get all the girls, my dick's so big. And then I guess one of the girls was like, actually, it's pretty small. And so his nickname, and I think his name was Ed, or so his nickname in high school was Edward Small Dong. Instead of Edward Furlong, and people down the hallway like, "Hey, Edward Small Dong." So that's how I know about that name. And no, it wasn't me. My name is Eric.
Eric Big Dong.
Thank you.
I got more movies, bro.
Please, you wrote them down. You prepared.
I did. Inception.
Fuck no. You're a comedian. No, wait, hold on. We go back to my mom. My mom said, because she's pissed now. First of all, she said, so ignore your mother. Because I answered Holly's question. So
Classic mom. Classic.
Yeah. But she said, what about Wayne's World? And then you can sing Happy Birthday, Mr. President. Literally the start of your stand-up career. So, yes, I have seen Wayne's World. It's one of my favorite movies. I quote it so much. And that scene where Wayne is like, happy birthday. He's making fun of Marilyn Monroe. I did that as an impression at a talent show in grade 2. I was 7 years old, and it was the first time I ever went on stage and did stand-up comedy.
That's unreal.
I did impressions. I did Jim Carrey. I did that scene. I did some, I don't know, maybe John Candy stuff. I did a bunch of wrestlers, and I got second place in a talent show.
Who got hurt?
I don't know, probably some dance troupe or something. And then I was like, "Oh, you want to reward dancers?" And then I did 7 years of competitive dance.
Nice.
So,
like,
thanks, Mom, for bringing that up. I appreciate it. I didn't mean to ignore you. We just got on a heated topic. I love you very much, and thanks for the chicken Caesar salad tonight. I gotta tell you a story before we close out the show with the rest of your movies.
Yeah.
So this story starts with me having to call 911 at 4 a.m. last night.
No.
Okay. Suspense. Dun dun dun. What happened was I was having one of my sleepless nights, as comics often do. Oh, which is going to lead back to the story about Inception. I don't fuck with sleep. I don't like movies about dreams. Someone told me the plot of that movie, and I literally almost fainted. That's why I haven't seen Inception.
It's probably one of the best movies of all time.
No. Diana says, Uncle Buck, have seen it. Classic, one of my favorites. I look a lot like John Candy. He's one of my heroes, and yes, I have seen it. You?
Me?
Yeah, Uncle Buck?
No.
What? Bro, what do you mean? How could you not?
Honestly,
how does it feel, motherfucker? Bro,
you know what it is?
What have you done?
I've never said this out loud, and I don't know.
Okay, I can't wait. Juicy, go ahead. I
don't know if I should say this to you, especially on your show, but I'm not a huge Candy fan. You're like,
you just start convulsing.
I don't know what it is. I've tried.
You don't like the purest, funniest, kind-hearted, loving-eyed, Markham, Ontario, Canadian comedy icon of all time. You don't like that, but you like imaginary guys named Rocky who run up the steps in Philadelphia. Is that what you're telling me? Because if that's what you're telling me.
Like, I love them in Spaceballs. I love them in, like, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, love them. But like other movies that are just like just him, where like the comedy has to rely on him, I'm just like, I don't love this. Like, I'm not gonna say he's funny. I'll give him, he's funny. He's a legend. I agree with all that. But a lot of his movies, what's the other one? Not Uncle Buck. The other big one.
Cool Runnings.
Yeah, that's a good one. But he's not funny in Cool Runnings. He's a great actor. I just don't think he's that like Cool Runnings. He's great. What's the other one?
I just need to get off this topic. I love you. You're my friend.
You look like you're getting redder and warmer.
Also, Summer Rental. That's a great one. Chuck brings that one up. That's a great movie. It's him and Dan
I never
Aykroyd.
seen that.
I wear a lot of Hawaiian shirts because of that movie. He's also in Brewster's Millions, which is him and
I've seen that.
Richard Pryor, which is also on Netflix. Excellent movie.
That's a good one.
John Candy is a god. John Candy owned a piece of the Toronto Argonauts, and my dream since seeing that in the early 90s is to own a piece of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. That's real.
Nice.
That's real.
Nice. That's
John
nice.
Candy, and also I kind of look like I might make all these jokes about him, but you know who looked a lot like John Candy when it was my dad.
Yeah,
if you look at old pictures of my dad, he looks like John Candy. When my dad was like skinnier and mustache or whatever, but when he was clean shaven and had a rounder face, maybe around Christmas time,
right?
He looked a lot like John Candy. And maybe I have this connection to John Candy where I'm like, he reminds me of my dad. I love it so much. Maybe that's why. Maybe I can't see your side of it. And I'm so fucking angry with you right now.
Yo, I think Chris Farley, bro, is way funnier.
I'm a big Chris Farley guy too. I drove to Chris Farley's I drove 12 hours to Chris Farley's gravesite.
I followed that whole thing. I was like, oh, I got to see this.
And
I didn't even know about that.
Like the door closed. The door locked as I was walking up to it. I could see a green light above it, and as I was reaching for the handle, the light turned red because the door locked at dusk. I'm a big Farley fan. I'm a big funny fat guy fan.
Same.
Yeah.
So tell me what his best movie is then.
John Candy's?
Yeah.
But you've seen it. It's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is the perfectly written comedy movie.
See, perfect. And here's the thing. In that movie, he's not that funny. He's a great actor who like gets you pissed. Like he gets you so aggravated.
You could make some points to that. He was an excellent actor, and that scene where he's like, "You don't like me? That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. You know who likes me? My wife likes me. My friends like me." That scene can make me cry sometimes. Yeah, it's so real.
He's great in that movie. But in every movie he's in, he plays a better like straight man.
I think his facial reactions, his body movement, and his general I don't know what the word is here, but it's like comedy. It's not that he's dumb. He's blissfully unaware of his stupidity.
Right.
That's his character trait, right? And that's why people love him. He's an everyman. He's a Canadian everyman. This is not a story about my love letter to John Candy. If I could ever meet his children, they both live in Los Angeles, they're both in the industry. If I could ever meet them, I may cry. That's how much I love John Candy. Okay. I called at 9 a.m. I called 9 a.m. I called 911 at 4 a.m. last night. I'll tell you why. I was having a troubled night of sleep. I've been very calm and collected and not anxious at all or depressed in any of this quarantine. It's been very relaxing for me. It's forcing me to be creative in other ways, like this show. It's I don't feel like, and I know you're a hustler like I am, where when the world was normal, you constantly felt like, okay, I gotta move, gotta go, gotta work, gotta book, gotta go, I gotta. People are passing me, people are doing better than me, people are bad. I gotta make it. That world that you live in, I live in, and I know you do a bit too, is a anxiety-inducing place.
For sure.
But it also makes me a very hard worker and makes me successful. And that feeling has brought me as far as I have gotten today. But in this quarantine, I've been having I've been very calm because it's like no one's working, no one's passing each other. We're just selectively making our shots and we're making our moves and we're making our plans, and things are going to be good for the people who continue. I think there's going to be a lot of comics who quit comedy after because they're just going to not be able to do whatever. But
You think so?
yeah, I think so, and I think there's going to be a lot of comedy clubs that close, and I think for the people, not from the pros. I don't think there's going to be a lot of pros who quit. There's going to be a lot of guys who maybe are a year in, 2 years in, and went, that set me back, and I don't know if I'm willing to continue this.
Right.
I don't want that to happen. I love competition. I love embracing comedy. I love showing up to an open mic to do a guest spot or whatever, and there's 20 guys waiting to go on. I like that feeling.
Yeah.
But I just think a lot of guys are going to be like, fuck that. So, and also I think a lot of the clubs are going to close. A lot of the rooms, a lot of the long-standing comedy rooms are going to close.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my state. But my point is, I was just having one of those like where you just can't sleep. Just can't sleep. You just for no reason can't sleep. I went for a run on the treadmill at like 8, and maybe that was too much for me.
Yeah.
So anyways, so I couldn't sleep, and I'm laying there. Now it's like 3:30, 3:40, 3:45. So at like 3:30, I guess I had just fallen asleep. Like I had just started to pass out. And my mom comes into my room. We live in the same house because I live in her house. She comes into the room and she's like, Eric. And I'm like, what? And she's like, there's someone trying to get into the house. And I was like, no, there's not. I'm like, she's like, I swear, someone's at the front door. They're knocking on the front window. They're trying to get in the bathroom window. There's someone trying to get into the house.
No.
And I was like, no, there's not. This is not a thing, but okay. So I stand up, and my window faces the front of the house so I can see the street. So I open up the window, and I'm like, hey, just to try to scare him. He doesn't know that I dance competitively for 7 years and don't and don't know how to fight, but I have a pretty deep voice, right? So
yeah,
I'm like, hey, and then he's like, hey, so sure enough, there's a man there. There was a man trying to get into the house.
Wow.
And it's like a kid, kind of mid-20s. You know when a kid grows a mohawk, but then slicks it back, and the sides are completely shaved, and it's like straight back in a shitty ponytail. He's in that. He's wearing all black. His face looked like I don't even know, like shit. And he was wearing like almost like a big black blanket that looked like a Batman cape. Also, I'm just gonna pause for a sec. I've never seen a superhero movie in my life. Not one Marvel movie, not one DC movie. I watched the Spider-Man movie in 2002 or 1, whenever the first one came out, at a sleepover. But that's not part of the story.
Yeah, but what about Dark Knight?
Haven't seen it.
Continue your fucking story.
So he looks like
breaking your house myself.
So he, I'm like, hey, and he looks up and he's like, hey, man. He's clearly on meth, acid. I don't do drugs, but he was on one of the big ones. And he's like, hey, man, I got fucking robbed, man. My friends, I was in a car. Friends, they kicked me out of the car, man. They stole all my shit. I need you to call me a fucking cab, man. Now, I live in Hamilton, but I also live in a very nice area of Hamilton called Stony Creek. You've been here. This is like the burbs. This is like the rich Italian, Croatian, Eastern European burbs, right? Irish, Polish background. I grew up in this neighborhood. There's nothing bad has really ever happened. One time around the corner, a house blew up. It was a failed mob hit. They blew up the wrong house. Thank God no one was in the house. That's the only thing that's ever really happened. Oh, someone exploded a house around the corner. It was like some woman's house. They thought it was some like mob guy's house.
They blew up a house.
They blew it up.
Just like in Bad Boys. Have you seen Bad Boys?
Yeah, two of my favorites. Yes, back up.
Oh.
So one time in the 90s, a house blew up around the corner. Other than that, this has been a very safe neighborhood. Other than like teenagers ditching cabs to fucking houses in the neighborhood and the cops looking for them. Very safe neighborhood. So anyways, he's like, hey, man, can you call me a cab? And I went, okay, you know what? Just stand on the end of the driveway. I'll call you a cab. And he's like, okay, here. And he goes into my driveway. And then I was like, yeah, stand there. I'll call you a cab. And he's like, okay. And then he starts taking off towards my neighbor's house and then cuts left like he's going into my backyard. And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. And I have like a massive shed back there. You could, it's like my backyard is like an all-inclusive resort for a crazy person on drugs. There's patio furniture, a hot tub, a shed. It's wild. The shed used to be a pool house, put it this way. It's comfortable.
Wow.
So
Nice.
I was like, fuck, he's going in the backyard. I'm not going to go try to fight this guy because, again, competitive dance background. So I'm like, well, fuck, I got to call the cops. Now, that first part of the story is not the funny part of the story. The second part of the story is the funny part of the story when I called 911. So 911, Hamilton Police, what's your emergency? You need police, fire, and ambulance. I'm like, police. They're like, what's your address? I go, bop, 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 this is my address. She go, okay, what's going on? I go, my mom just came into my room. She woke me up. She told me that there was someone trying to break in the house. Sure enough, there was a guy trying to get into the house. I'm like, I think he's strung out on drugs. He's about mid-20s, slick back hair. Looks like he's wearing a Batman cape. I think he just went into our backyard. If not, he's on our neighbor's property. Okay, sir, we're going to send someone right away. Can I ask you a couple questions? And I was like, sure, 100%. And she's like, what's your name? And I'm like, Eric Johnston. I'm like, Eric with a C, Johnston with a T. She's like, what's your birthday? I'm like, July 11th, 1990. She's like, so you're 29? I'm like, yep. And she's like, and you still live at home with your mom? And I was like, I was like, that's not how you ask that fucking question. I was
You're like, go
dying. I was like, first of all, I've moved out 3 times. Second of all, it's a bad time for a Canadian comic right now. But what she was asking was, is this your residence as well? But she just didn't ask it in the right way. So she's like, date of birth? I'm like, July 11th, 1990. She's like, so you're 29? I'm like, yep. And she's like, you still live at home with your mom? I'm like, yeah. I'm not going to tell the fucking, I'm not going to tell the lady.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to deal with this robber by myself.
I was like, you know what? I'm tough. I am the man of this house. And actually, it was funny. My mom kind of heard the whole thing and we were both laughing about it. And she goes, but I'll be honest, honey, if you weren't here living here, I would have been really scared. And I was like, you don't know how scared I am right now. I'm like, there's a fucking Batman guy in our backyard. He's on drugs. So
that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Damn. How did it end? Like they
came, look for him. Kid was gone. I don't know. They never called back. They're like, if we find him or there's anything that happens, we'll call you back. I'm like, 100% officer. And then I never heard anything. Let's wrap up the show with your favorite movies. You have a list. I want you to go back to the list. If you've got a couple on it, we'll wrap up the show. I want you to lose your fucking mind because there's a guaranteed chance I haven't seen a lot of these movies. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm not going to go comedy because we've already done it. You've seen all the ones. You said no to Dark Knight a second ago, which is just that's insane. That's insane. Let's go.
He's just so mad he has to move on.
And you said no to Inception.
Sorry, I just want to pause for a sec. Chuck said that was funny as shit. Chuck, it was a funny story, and you know what? It's probably going to be worked into my live show when I can do comedy ever again in my life. Go ahead. Inception, not a fucking chance. I would watch that movie. Dude. You couldn't pay me to watch Inception, as a matter of fact.
Dude, that movie is like just unbelievable. Like 10 out of 10. Like incredible.
Shutter Island?
That movie, do without it.
Haven't seen it.
The Departed.
Yes.
Thank fuck.
Yeah.
So what you need is an all-star cast. I think that's your thing.
I want enough invested into the paying the actors in the movie.
Yeah.
That I'll watch it.
What about The Last Samurai?
Not a fucking chance.
What about Interstellar?
Dude.
Space.
I will tell you what happened. We were. Here's the thing. I've realized it in this show that I seem like a bigger pussy than I am. I mean, I am. I will 100% admit to that. But my point is, my two biggest things are just scary stuff and space. A lot of movies are based on scary stuff or space. So it's not like I just don't watch anything. I watch a lot of shit. But a lot of the good classic movies that everyone watches, scary stuff or space. We were in my backyard. I'll never forget this. Me, my friend Dan, who's 130 pounds, and he's been my friend since we were like grade 8. My friend Derek, who is like a gigolo. He's a gigolo type. Spiky blonde hair stuck in the 90s. And me. And Derek loves space. It's his thing. It's probably his favorite thing. Dan likes movies. Okay. She's trying to mute. He's saying, "Ma, I'm on the Dad. I'm on the thing." You're very subtle. You muted your mic, but you didn't.
I'm trying to hear.
You didn't turn away. So
my brother's talking to me.
Okay, I thought it was your dad, which would have been amazing. Okay, I can't focus on what I'm talking about when you're going, "What's up?"
Can you see?
I can see you. I can see you.
See that I mute the mic,
and I can also see that you're muting the mic. Also, your lips are moving.
It's like a Chinese film.
Yeah. Last Samurai. I haven't seen it, but we were sitting in a circle in my backyard. Derek loves space. Dan loves movie. Interstellar had just come out on Blu-ray or whatever.
So good.
They start talking about it. I'm kind of half paying attention. I was on my phone, whatever. And they start talking about blah, 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 blah. I don't even know this. I think this is Interstellar. And they're talking about like, yeah. And then like when he got stuck on that planet and it was like a day for him, but it was like 30 years on Earth.
Yeah, bro. He
said that. And literally the entire backyard went like, like everything
Are you serious?
slowed down, and I was like, wait, what happened? And he's like, dude, in the movie it was a day on the planet, but it was 30 years on Earth.
No, every 1 hour was 7 years.
This is making me anxious to talk about it.
So, and they ended up being on the planet for like 2.5 hours, so he missed like 20 years.
Okay. Oh, I'm breathing heavy.
And then he gets on the ship.
You gotta
again.
stop.
He gets back on the ship. Fuck you. Fuck you. You haven't seen Rocky. This is what you get. He goes back on the ship and watches his family video of the last 20 years on Earth and just missed everything.
I'm gonna fucking faint right now. Can you please stop? So oh, I'm sweating. So he fucking.
You deserve this.
No, I don't want it. So he's like, dude, his whole family just gone, and I was like, what? I stood up out of my chair, started thinking about time as a concept, and what if all my family members just went away? And I literally was so my friends knew what was going on. They're like, he's tripping out, and I was like, fuck. And I just started thinking about it. It literally took me 3 hours to fucking calm down. I literally. So when you ask me, have I seen Interstellar? The answer is fuck no. I haven't seen it, and I'll never watch it.
It's incredible.
Dude, you saying that to me, I literally felt like I was back in that place where everything slowed down and I had the fucking panic attack.
You're sweating, huh? Can I convince you to watch any of the movies that I have suggested today or that I've seen that you have?
I'll tell you what, as a promise, I'll watch Rocky.
4? Well, you got to watch 1.
I'm going to start with 4 and have no backstory. Like, the thing that you did in 1. I'm going to be like, what?
Honestly, if you watch Rocky 1 to 4, the rest of them don't matter. I'll watch some John Candy.
Well, you'd be an idiot not to.
I feel the same way about you. What the fuck?
This was the perfect ending. I almost had a panic attack live on air talking about the movie Interstellar. Oh, this is a big one. I gotta close out the show. I gotta kick Marc Anthony Sinagoga off. Before I do, I want to remind everyone, please follow Marc Anthony Sinagoga, the Jewish nightclub, on Instagram at not Mark Anthony, because he's not Mark Anthony, the singer. He's one of my favorite comics in Canada. And when life is normal, he tours all over North America, and he loves you, and I love you, and we all love you. Goodbye, dude. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. And when this all gets back together, we got a show to do at a crab shop or something like we're doing.
Legit, and we gotta have some gin together. Thanks for having me, man.
I love you, dude. I'm gonna kick you off. I'm gonna close off the show.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone. Say bye to Mark. Bye.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our show. Haven't seen it live on Facebook Live. Tonight was a fucking hilarious episode. I knew Mark was going to be so passionate about all the things that he loves, and I was going to be passionate about it. Holy shit, that was funny. I'm still fucking sweating from him talking about Interstellar. That's going to be a great clip for the YouTube page. Also, I will remind you guys, I posted on Facebook my YouTube channel. Please subscribe on that. I put the full episodes after they're done on here up on YouTube. So if you miss it, you can watch along. Thank you to all the people who watched, haven't seen it tonight. As always, my name is Eric Johnston, at Eric Johnston Who on Instagram, but you guys probably already know that. You're following me on here. I want to wish everyone a happy, healthy couple days. I'll be back on Thursday with an episode of Eric Johnston Live. I don't know what the themes yet is going to be on Eric Johnston Live. We had a great episode last week. We played Never Have I Ever live drinking game on Facebook Live with Patrick Coppolino. It was a fantastic episode. If you have any suggestions for what I should do for Eric Johnston Live on Thursday night, please send me a message. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Other than that, again, this is what this is about. We're locked in our houses and we can't leave, but we can share stories, we can share laughs, we can talk about our favorite things with our favorite people, and that's what it's about. Please stay safe, wash your hands. I'll see you guys again. Love you. Bye.